Testing live. Okay, what's up, guys? So today's gonna be really fast. Today's gonna be quick in the context of a live stream. I had my mentor meeting run over today. Supposed to stream about 20 minutes ago, but I think it was a very important meeting for me, and these are short, but it may change the trajectory of the time that I spend here on these. I think I have a lot of content. I think I have a lot of different things deep inside of me, knowledge, experiences, and things like that. But I'm finding that I may just not be prepared or ready to take this to the next level to really bring it out. So if I decide next week to give you guys a shift and say I'm not going to be here for some time, just going to let you know that. And I think it's for my own personal growth. Today, I said I wanted to speak about love, and I'm going to give some context, but I'm going to leave it open. I'm not going to speak from a position of expertise or coaching or leadership or mentorship. I'm going to speak from a perspective of this is an area that I'm currently working on with humility and the understanding that I have a little bit of understanding to articulate it to a certain point, but there's much more for me to learn and understand and experience and love in general. So love is the context of today's Facebook, and the world tells us what love is, that ooey gooey feeling, something we feel deep inside, and all those associated feelings with it. Love is going to be a big house with kids and a two and a half kids, a dog, and a white fence, and all those different things that we get cultured to think love is. And some deep burning sensation or feeling, um, which can be expressed in its ultimate way in marriage or maybe in how you feel about any one of your relationships based on the experience and the happenings. And a couple things I've learned is happiness, even in the context of love, is based on the happenings. So if the happenings change, which when you get to know somebody enough, happenings will change. There will be some happenings that take place that won't have you feeling so happy. Um, Another thing I know is that love doesn't necessarily have to do with how you feel, but love is as the Black Eyed Peas would say in their songs from the 2000s, love is a verb, take action. Love is actually a skill. Love is something that actually requires practice and attention to detail to learn how to get better at it. Well, Ryan, you're speaking to a choir. Okay, I might be. Again, this is just coming from the space and place of what I'm learning. But I wanted to give some context to what I will speak on, or what I'll speak from, rather, what my reference point will be as I get into this. Again, Project Fresh, I believe at this current time in my life, in its fullness, is fitness and finances, relationship, recreation, education, sanctity, health, as I've said a number of times. And so within that relationship category is love in any relationship. For us to experience the best that a relationship can provide, it requires that unconditional love that has no conditions. That if things change, you still love, you know. So otherwise, it is conditional, right? So I've just got these few things I'll say, and I'll give the reference when I'm done reading. If I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but do not have love, I have become a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And then if I skip forward here a little bit, uh, love is patient, love is kind, and is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant, does not act unbecomingly, it does not seek to its own, it is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But if there are, love never fails. And then the last part is, when I was a child, I used to speak like a child, think like a child, reason like a child. When I became a man, I did away with childish things. So what I read from there was First Corinthians. I'm using Bible reference here. Chapter 13, verses 1, uh, verses 4, 5, 6, 7, and the first part of 8, which would be 8a, and then verse 11. So I'm referencing the Bible. As I've shared with you guys before, my belief is in Jesus Christ, and the only way that we can learn through Jesus Christ is through the Word. By no means am I about to tell you how excellent of a Christian I am, or how much you should jump into the Christian belief or religion. I do have enough conviction to say that it is the best decision anyone can ever make. However, to be fully uh, transparent with you guys, I've been really struggling in my faith lately. Really, really deeply challenged in my faith in Christ, to the point of disbelief, to the point of wanting to walk away from Christ. And a lot of the reason why that is because of my relationship with my father and how void it was of the love that I truly desired to have for my father. A lot of those things I just read, I desired so much, and I have so much of how we're cultured and programmed in me to think that love from a wife or from someone else would fulfill those things that I didn't get with my dad. That maybe certain experiences, like making a lot of money, or being wildly successful, or having a lot of influence, would provide the filling up of self to a point of deep peace and joy and soul satisfaction, if you will. Um, and I've pursued those things and I haven't found it. And I've related my walk with, or my relationship with God, much like how I've related my relationship with my dad. And I've come to a conclusion that, um, one, it doesn't work because there is no comparison in relationship to God with my dad. There's no comparison. Two, what I've tried and what I've experienced tells me that that's the case. Um, because again, despair, discouragement, disappointment are just a few words that encompass the experience in that context. But also, there's still that desire to be loved deeply and also to deeply love. And I'm still in the game for it. And I still want to keep working at it. So, this is hopefully something that might be of encouragement to someone else. Anyone who has experienced insane or very difficult trauma, anyone who has felt that because of a relationship, they've been held back in life, or um, they've been placed in a situation that moved them from something they knew they wanted to do. Maybe someone said something to you one time or multiple times that now really hits you down super deep in the soul level, and you can't get around it, you can't get past it, and somehow, all you can experience is sabotage and the things that you want to do. Maybe the phrase might resonate with you: I do the things that I don't want to do, and I don't do the things that I do want to do. That comes up often. Willpower only goes so far before you find yourself experiencing results again. Certain thought patterns that produce feelings and emotions, which influence our actions and result in what we get to experience in life. Long story short, I can tell you that I am not very good at love. I can tell you that I don't feel very loved, but that's because of where my mind currently is at. And it is a space and place where I have a lot of work. But I know for sure that I want to experience patience. I want to experience kindness. I want to experience no jealousy, um, and all those other great things were named. And I know that to experience something, to whatever you want to experience, you want to give it away. It's better to give than receive. And whatever it is that you want to experience, if you want to experience it, give it away. And I'm also understanding that I can't give away something that in the context of unconditional love, I know I don't have it. I know I wasn't given it, but the only person who can is God. And that's coming from someone who's struggling with their faith right now, and someone who's experiencing something you don't deserve at all. Grace. I was literally, in a fit of cursing related to what's going on with the word, what I'm reading in the word, what I'm experiencing in my life, that kind of anguish and pain. And the only reason why I'm sitting before you is because I'm experiencing the grace of God, because He loves me so much and desires to have a relationship with me so much. Uh, he is extending that grace. I know I won't get it forever, but He is extending it to me. So I wanted to dive into my faith. I wanted to dive into that in the context of love. Valentine's Day is coming up this Sunday. It is the day of love, as people say, and well, I just jumped into the chapter of love, if you will. And that's the depth and the fullness of what I understand love to be in a 3,000 or 30,000 foot view right now. When I get to the deeper parts of it, we'll see. But I wanted to at least address it as I said I would in the context of love. Patient, kind, not jealous, does not brag, not arrogant, not unbecoming, does not seek its own. It does not operate in selfish ambition, is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices, or it does not rejoice in lies, but it rejoices with truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, love never fails. So if any of those things resounded or related with you, there is a context to love in any of those things that you feel you may be lacking, then you're in the right place and you're following one journey of many that hopefully will produce some fruit that will ultimately encourage you. But right now, I'm not there. I know I'm not there, but I wanted to record this part, document this part, because I think this is where the real, as people like to say, the real sauce, the real, uh, the real living is in struggle and vulnerability. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Hope you have an excellent weekend. I hope your weekend is full of love. We'll see you next time.